future for all. Especially the ones you love most. Raid. Protection for all.
When you want music, you should check out Bob. Bob is ESPN's brother and plays 80s, 90s, and whatever. The new 100.7 and 105.5 Bob FM. Try Bob today. Streaming live on a device near you at 1007bobfm.com.
That's Mike saying good morning. That's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now, he's ready to go to work. It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
This is an ESPN 700 Sports Center update.
ESPN College Football Insider Pete Thamel reports that the University of Arizona is in deep discussions to join the Big 12. This comes out of the Arizona Board of Regents meeting that was held last night in the Valley of the Sun. Thamel is also reporting that the universities of Oregon and Washington are fully engaged with the Big Ten. He adds that things remain fluid, but they are trending in that direction. The Associated Press's Ralph Russo is reporting that the Big Ten has called a president's meeting this morning. The meeting was not previously scheduled. Thamel adds that although there was initial optimism that the grant of rights could get signed at today's Pac-12 president's meeting, the feeling is that is now unlikely to happen given some complications, including the Big Ten's persistent push to add Oregon and Washington. The implication is that if Oregon does decide to stay, the remaining 9 Pac-12 teams could stay together. It's currently 68 degrees with a high of 88 today in Salt Lake City. This ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM Sports Center and temperature update is brought to you by My Buddy the Plumber. Visit MyBuddyThePlumber.com. I'm James Peterson, and you're listening to The Dan Patrick Show. Right here on ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM, ESPN 700 Sports.com, and the ESPN 700 app.
You're listening to the Dan Patrick Show from the Valley Collision Studio of ESPN 700.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby.
Oh, why can't you see?
Why can't you see what you're doing to me?
Whose song is this, Mark?
When you don't
By process of elimination, it's the man of the day.
It's Todd's song?
I like that song a lot. That's a 1969 song. I wasn't going to do it because I thought you might go Elvis, but that was my song.
Yeah, but you didn't notice Elvis. You just found Elvis when the movie came out. You came in, you're like, oh my God, Elvis, he's got great songs. I go,
I did find an old program from a long time ago because my parents went to see Elvis, and I remember as a kid, I didn't know who was this guy in this outfit. So I was familiar with him when I was really little, but it was just kind of a picture book that they bought or whatever.
he's Roger Bennett. He is a co-founder of Men in Blazers Media Network. He's a big deal. Eva Longoria is the Men in Blazers guest on Twitch, kicking off at 4:45 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Wow, look at that. Eva Longoria. Hi, Rod.
Ah, Danny P, it's a joy to be with you. Can I just tell you, Paul Feinbaum, you had a photo of me and him side by side to promote this show. And I thought, oh, that looks handsome. It looks just like me, but he could be my son. Or me if I had a lot of work done. He's perfect.
Help me understand with these sports stars buying into British soccer clubs. What?
I heard you've been offered one. I'm fascinated.
Well, kind of offered 2 of them.
Yeah, why just have one go bankrupt on you when you can destroy 2 from afar?
Well, one was in France and one was in Italy.
God, Dan, you don't want to get mucked up in that Italian crap. Let me tell you, that is, you'll end up in the Pine Barrens season 3. The Sopranos, before you know it, you'll be wondering, how did I get here?
What are these guys? What are you guys getting? These celebrities getting out of this? And then what do the clubs get out of Tom Brady buying in or J.J. Watt buying in?
Wow, J.J. Watt buying into Burnley. It's an incredible thing. He's been on our show a ton, J.J. I've watched his passion for this football. This gentleman who grew up in Wisconsin, hockey player, football player, American sports lover, falling in love with the game of English football, now partnering with Burnley Football Club. First of all, it's incredible to witness that. When you look at the long ball game of when I came to America in the early 90s, and the Congressman Kemp, who was the quarterback, was it for the Rams, walking around Congress when America was awarded the World Cup, saying it's important for American children to know that football is where you rush with it and pass the ball with your hands, not where you kick it. One is American capitalism, the other is European socialism. How far we've come, and it is bloody joyous that we are open to the world's game, and JJ is a symbol of that. But what do the teams get with JJ Watt, with incredible Tom Brady? If Tom Brady's team ever plays JJ Watts, that will just be, boom, the team I support, Everton Football Club, are so crap and so miserable, so dark, they'll probably end up getting Johnny Manziel buying into them or something. But what do they get? They get a mouthpiece, they get a platform, they get a chance. Right now, America is still, and this is, Men in Blazers rise has been a testament to the fact that this football-averse nation, which was to the game of football like space to Captain Kirk, the final frontier, we are falling in love with this sport. The biggest teams in the world, Barcelona, Manchester United, even Wrexham, which we can talk about, which I'm fascinated by what Rob McElhenney, who's actually on our show today, we're just launching out on YouTube, and Ryan, taking Wrexham, using their speaker, they've made it a tiny, massive club. And what they get with Tom Brady or Leeds United, who essentially have the richest GoFundMe of owners. Now the 49ers are in, Jordan Spieth's in, Phelps is in, my mate Larry Nance is in, TJ McConnell. It's like a GoFundMe of very wealthy athletes that bought Leeds United. They get a mouthpiece to speak to that American audience, which is gold dust for these teams right now.
The Orlando City coach called the game against Messi and Inter Miami a circus because of the officiating. Are they going to give Messi special treatment?
And China passes the ball to Italy. Everyone a scapegoat for everyone. Everybody the different hue of the same thing. If I've done it, does that mean that I have to do it more or I have to do it less? And if I haven't done it, is it all the same until I've done it? If I was to listen to sailing, would it actually be enjoyable if I was near the sea, perhaps on some place that had some balcony where the drinks were all day and free, and I could come and go as I pleased? Do we do whatever it is that we listen to? Then what's the highest note here that we can reach to that doesn't actually feel bad being here if we're to say that perhaps really the only way is that there's actually no way for some things until it's a different day? To say then that the day brings, to then say that the challenge itself sings, to then say that anybody who rises to the challenge actually themselves can say that it was their day, rather than saying that it's every way, everywhere, all time, all is fair. But I'm telling you, here is where actually war itself is always on the air, regardless of whether or not you say there is war. Could keep going.
Incredible assist.
What happened to you? You given
Incredible.
nipples and anus here in a span of about 3 minutes here.
It's a Women's World Cup, Dan.
What do we just
Since
jump
2
into
a.m.
here?
Every day for the past 2.5 weeks. Well, the Premier League teams have been flowing across our nation, training your Chelseas, your Manchester Uniteds, your Wrexhams. These are days of bountiful wonder for those who love football in this nation, and just trying to keep up to it. I think it's turned me into a slightly dark figure, but I am excited for your show. I'm excited for Todd. Is he a Daryl Hall or is he a John Oates? That's what I can't get my head around in this moment.
Todd, are you a John Hall or Daryl?
Well, you got to have them together. They're a pair. If I had to pick one because he's the lead singer, I'd have to go with Hall.
So
Although
Daryl
Oates has
Hall,
appeared on our
John
show.
Oates. Yes, okay.
Yeah, I mean, are you Stockton or Malone is really what we're asking here. See, I think I shouldn't go there at all. Sorry, I'm taking that on back. I'm a John Oates. I think in life, it's the John Oates, quiet, knowing your moustache is going to steal every photograph. I like that.
Okay.
I like that approach. But I am excited for you guys tonight.
How concerned should we be about our girls maybe bowing out?
Our women?
Yes.
Oh. For context, the United States trying to get a three-peat in the World Cup. They've gone back-to-back. They've never done less than the semi-final in this tournament. You know, we have Title IX here. It's a unique advantage, a built-in advantage. And this World Cup, it's been dark. It's been humbling. They've been unsyncopated. It's been a little bit like if you tuned in for The Last Dance, only to see Jordan and Pippen crash out in the first round, be swept in the first round of the playoffs. That's the possibility. They made the round of 16. They made the knockouts. They've yet to find their form. They are the most peerless team I've ever seen, athletically, mentally. This generation to generation tenacity, this generation to generation winning mentality. And we play Sweden 4:45 a.m., which I'm going to watch with Eva Longoria, which could be for Eva Longoria. The football could be a challenge. Being with me could be definitely even worse. But it is a real possibility. But to flip it on its head.
Wait, how did you get Eva Longoria?
She loves football. She's the owner of Angel City in LSU and Liga MX team. Going back to your original thing,
Okay.
Eva Longoria is LSU and Nakaka, who I actually adore in Liga MX. She's proper football. When England played America in the Men's World Cup, I watched it with Matthew McConaughey live on Twitch. People love watching along and watching people watching football. We're playing Sweden, who are very powerful, very good, very blonde. I prefer it. It's like play. It almost feels like we're going to play like the whole of ABBA on a football field. And the US so far, it's been like the New York Mets version of the US women. And I do believe, please God, before Sunday night, we will summon that tenacity of old, that mental. I believe that women's football has exploded, Dan. And in the past, we used to steamroller over all comers. But now, people are bloody good. Morocco, Haiti, Jamaica.
Well, this goes back to this is the dream team. So basketball, what the dream team did to the world, that's what women's World Cup team has done. You can use that if you want.
Dan, you're giving me gold. It is exactly that. It's ultimately a great thing for the game of basketball. The global side of the game. It means that the days of America just automatically opening up a can of whoop-ass. And whatever happens in this World Cup, our footballers that we develop here are very athletic and mentally just unparalleled. But the European game, the African game now, even Morocco has been a darling of this World Cup.
Have you had Messi on your show? Men in Blazers had Messi on the show.
Lionel Messi, he doesn't say a lot, Dan. It's an American analogy to that athlete, the athlete who just says everything with his play, but really outside of commercials. I mean, you see Lionel Messi eating a lot of these on commercials. You see Lionel Messi drinking a lot of Pepsi, but verbally, he doesn't say a lot, and it's almost added to his deep mystique.
Oh. So the answer is no. It's a long-winded way of saying no. You haven't had Messi on Men in Blazers.
You won't come on the DP show now. You're supporting the Orlando City manager.
That's the reason why I'm not getting Messi, is because I'm backing the Orlando head coach.
Messi was like, "Oh my God, I just love the Dan Patrick show." You know, like Daryl Hannah learned English in Splash by watching daytime quiz games. Lionel Messi's no doubt been sharpening his English by watching the Dan Patrick show. He's like turning around to his wife, being like, "Paul Feinbaum, he is demigod," and instead he's like, "Oh, Todd Fritz, why is he not playing Your Kisses on My Lips?" He's saying to his wife, like arguing about which Daryl Hall classics, what bangers Fritz is going to play tonight. And now he just had, and then he's like, "Oh my God, Dan Patrick and the Orlando City coach." Man, he called his agent, said the interview with DP.
You strike me as a guy who was a big Wham fan.
I mean, if you don't appreciate the work of Wham, are you really alive? Where are we going with this? God, some of the Wham early stuff was just immense.
Careless Whisper. It's
Before that, Wham Rap, when these guys broke out, just the two of them, just North London lads on television.
No, that wasn't good. No, that rap song was not
but it
good.
was amazing. We didn't know what a suntan was. But sun had not yet been invented in England when we saw them, and they were just like golden. They didn't wear a shirt, which is a dangerous game. Just leather jackets, no shirt.
Yeah, hot. Yeah.
On television. I was like, oh my God, it's like, I haven't felt that, like, oh my God, that's sexy since I saw that photo of Paul Feinbaum this morning.
Be on your best behavior with Eva Longoria.
I will. I do know that Messi's people are now got a vacant interview slot after they ditched you. So I'm like, I'm definitely on best behavior. I love the Lays. I love the Pepsi. I've got my Messi, look, right behind me actually, I've got Messi bottles of Bud, because I know he adores the Bud as well as the Lucky Charms. So it will happen. But Danny P, we are living in incredible days for football.
Of course we are.
Even since I've been coming on your show.
And soccer. So, both of them.
Yeah, by the way, can we just say, I've gone as a Chicago Bears fan from just bleak, wandering in the desert.
Straight until it's
like
straight your way.
to
That's what I would say, man.
I always feel sorry for other teams who are going to be that dynastic now.
Are you lonely? I mean, you strike me as you're lonely.
You're on to me. Why did you say that?
I don't know. It kind of, you're surrounded by toys in a small room.
And the Chicago Bears, the dynastic Bears. Like,
Yeah.
Dan, I've got to tell you, I am genuine. I feel. Is it the Tracy Chapman album?
I love it. Hey, Tracy Chapman. Yeah, she getting another trip around.
And I will tell you this: you can never be lonely when you're a sports fan, because just the darkness of being a White Sox fan, a Chicago Bears fan, an Everton fan, now the US women slightly challenged. You learn that when something mildly good happens, you should just celebrate that sense of meaning and that deep sense of connection to other fans and not waste a single second. So I'm probably one of the most joyous and upbeat human beings you will have on the show this year, until you book Lionel Messi / Eva Longoria / John Oates. I will wear that mantle. But ultimately, it is. I watch sports, Dan, telling you more than you want to know.
Yeah, Roger, I have to go. I know you're lonely. And
I didn't know we were talking to anybody else. I thought it was just you and me, anything.
We might not be talking to anybody else. We started out talking to people, but have fun this weekend. Men in Blazers.
Go, USA.
Okay, that's Roger Bennett, co-host of Men in Blazers. Eva Longoria is going to join the show coming up. They had 500,000 people watch the last match with them. Pretty good stuff. Take a break. If you're watching on Peacock, and why wouldn't you be? That's our streaming partner. The Traeger grills are open for business. We're back after this. Last call for phone calls, what we learned, what's in store tomorrow, and also your last piece of advice for Todd Fritz. The superbly versatile all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz, a compact SUV that's full of big surprises. An optional
Well, yeah, I
fold-out
guess
third row offers
there are no
luxurious
drafting
comfort for up to
partners.
7 occupants. And almost 24 cubic feet of cargo space means this compact SUV is big enough to handle anything you can throw at it or in it. And you can set the tone any way you like with 64 color customizable ambient lighting throughout. And just like
It's
every
real
other
right now, how I look.
vehicle is all electric.
That's how you play the
is all Mercedes.
electric air guitar, by the way.
Local dealer, or learn more at mbusa.com/EQB. That's mbusa.com/EQB. Whether you're gathering around a barbecue or the kitchen table, great summer fun starts with food. And that's why King's Hawaiian is making Slider Sunday the next great weekly mealtime ritual and the perfect way to enjoy your summer. So make your Sunday a Slider Sunday, whether it's with the original Hawaiian sweet rolls, pre-sliced slider buns, or their perfectly sweet and salty pretzel slider buns. Go to the bakery or deli section of your store and pick up those sweet, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian rolls and enjoy. Worn-out tires are a danger to you, your passengers, and other drivers. TireRack.com reminds you to inspect your tires regularly. Grab a quarter, stick it in the tread, and if you can see the top of Washington's...
Also, if you're a Bears fan but not a, Royals fan, then I don't really think that you know what you're talking about. That's all I'd say about that.
Hi, this is Dr. Aaron Waite with Waite Vision in Lehigh. We have other amazing options that can give you the same excellent results as LASIK. The new EVO ICL is a crystal clear implantable lens that has all of your prescription and has UV protection built in. This changes everything for patients who have been turned away from LASIK. Waite Vision offers world-class skill and the most advanced vision correction technology. Schedule an appointment and read our reviews at waitevision.com.
The Tooele County Fair and Whiplash Racing present the Punishment at the Peaks Demolition Derby at the Desert Peak Complex in Tooele, Saturday, August 5th. Members from all over this great nation will be...
This is straight cactus juice.
Crashing and smashing the 4-man Demolition Derby wire class and youth wire class. Selling it out for $40,000 in cash. Punishment at the Peaks Demolition Derby tickets are on sale now. Starting just $20 for adults, $10 for kids. Kids 3 and under are free. Tickets are going fast at DesertPeakComplex.com. That's Desert Peak.
Did you know if you make any word almost big enough or in a certain kind of font, it looks like a warning? But this is sort of some of the entertainment that I grew up with.
Desert Peak Complex in Tooele, so don't miss out on any of the action at the Tooele County Fair.
It's just part of me. That's why it's part of this channel here.
I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. The surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Winker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in park, right?
This is an ESPN 700 Sports Center update.
ESPN College Football Insider Pete Thamel reports that the University of Arizona is in deep discussions to join the Big 12. This comes out of the Arizona Board of Regents meeting that was held last night in the Valley of the Sun. Thamel is also reporting that the universities of Oregon and Washington are fully engaged with the Big Ten. He adds that things remain fluid, but they are trending in that direction. The Associated Press's Ralph Russo is reporting that the Big Ten has called a president's meeting this morning. The meeting was not previously scheduled. Thamel adds that although there was initial optimism that the grant of rights could get signed at today's Pac-12 president's meeting, the feeling is that is now unlikely to happen given some complications, including the Big Ten's persistent push to add Oregon and Washington. The implication is that if Oregon does decide to stay, the remaining 9 Pac-12 teams could stay together. It's currently 73 degrees with a high of 88 today in Salt Lake City. This ESPN 792.1 FM Sports Center and temperature update is brought to you by My Buddy the Plumber. Visit MyBuddyThePlumber.com. I'm James Peterson, and you're listening to The Dan Patrick Show. Right here on ESPN 792.1 FM, ESPN 700sports.com, and the ESPN 700 app.
Hi, it's Dan Patrick. We're almost done here, but don't touch that dial because Bill Riley will take the baton from me right at 11 o'clock on Utah's #1 sports talk, ESPN 700. Marvin, are you ready?
Ever since I was a tiny boy.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. All righty, last call for phone calls. We're going to play the Pac-12 game. I didn't know that we had a game, but Paulie says we have a Pac-12 game ready to be played here. Oh, we got some music for the Pac-12 game.
Never used before, custom music for the Pac-12.
All right, here we go.
We come in on Monday morning, the Dan Patrick Show guys. We come in Monday morning. The Pac-12, assuming Arizona has left the Pac-12, as it seems inevitable. Does the Pac-12 have even fewer members, like more than just Arizona leaves? The same, or did they actually add a couple teams this weekend? Do they lose more than Arizona, stand pat with what they have, or add teams? See, I'll go to you first.
I'm going to say they'd lose more.
All right. Todd?
Lose more.
Marvin?
Lose more.
I'm going to say lose more, too.
Dang. I think they're going to lose Arizona and add 2 teams this weekend.
Okay.
What 2 teams?
Are they going to finally bring in San Diego State and SMU?
If I'm San Diego State, you got a lot of bargaining power this weekend.
That balances it out nicely.
Okay. All righty.
That's the Pac-12 game.
The prediction for tonight, over/under songs Darius sings before he brings on Todd Fritz. Now, you can also go off the board and say Darius does this before he starts his concert, where he goes, hey, everybody, oh, yeah, hi, you know, we're not getting started yet. I got to pay off a bet. Somebody from the Dan Patrick Show is going to sing 2 songs, and the band's going to help out. Now, you could say that happens, or I'm going to put the over/under at 5.5 songs before Fritzy comes out. Seton, I'll go to you.
I don't think Darius wants to stop down his set to do the Todd thing. So I think he's going to do it in between the opening act and Darius's set.
I don't think he wants to be upstaged, and then therefore you don't bring on Todd during his show, because then people are going to be obviously falling in love with Todd. Yes.
See, you're saying like an interlude, like the opening band goes, they rap, and Darius kind of walks out with maybe 2 other band members and plays with Todd solo?
I think he comes out on stage and the place is like, oh my God, what's Darius doing here? And he's like, hey, we got something special for you tonight. My buddy Todd Fritz is here. I lost a bet. We're going to play a couple songs for you. And then they're going to do the Todd thing. Darius and his bandmates are going to go in, and then they're going to start the actual concert.
Todd, what do you think will happen tonight?
I've always been under the impression that he would, I don't want to say get it out of the way, but it kind of is, have me do my thing before he gets rolling. But I agree with Seton. He's not going to stop in the middle, then do that, then get the energy back.
Now, Marvin, what do you think happens?
I think after 2 songs. I think he comes out, hits him with a couple of bangers. Hey, you know, real quick, like Fritzy said, kind of get out of the way.
I don't think you want to interrupt the flow, though. You know, for your jam, I think you want to. How about we just get this out of the way and then we start the concert?
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. Dale in Indiana. Hi, Dale. What's on your mind?
510-180.
All right.
I want to wish Todd.
Also, if you're a White Sox fan, but you aren't an All Blacks fan, I don't know what to tell you.
listen to your tribute to Olivia Newton-John's Quizzical and do the exact opposite of that.
That's well done, Dale. Thank you. That's some good advice there. That's real advice there.
You gotta answer it just right. You know what I mean. Don't Google it, just try to think it out. Talk yourself up to me. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Bounce my radio and TV. Let's get quizzical. I want.
But do you hear how offbeat you are?
Very much so.
You're not even.
And also, if you're a Red Sox fan, but you can't let go, you really been everywhere, man.
On this night, Robin Ventura decides to go to the mound, and Nolan Ryan is...
Noogies.
Noogies. I had somebody say, yeah, he went out, and Ryan gave him a nookie. And I go, no, it's noogies, not nookies. I don't know.
Completely different thing.
Todd, what'd you learn today?
Sterling Sharp should be seen as the Terrell Davis of wide receivers. Even without a ring, Sterling deserves Hall of Fame nod.
Seton O'Connor.
The challenge yourself mentally part of that song is underappreciated.
Marvin.
Roger Bennett is lonely.
Paulie?
Tonight's going to be a scene, man.
What we learned brought to you by King's Hawaiian. Sliding into the weekend brought to you by our partners, King's Hawaiian. They want you to get together, friends and family, and make this Sunday, every Sunday, Slider Sunday. Thanks for the phone calls, emails, tweets, all-around support and advice for Todd. We'll recap Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. You've heard me speak about CEO.